Ain't no way.
Girl, please stop inviting me stuff.
Don't say that the link
Oh,
is
wait.
live. Come on stage.
Come on, stay.
Hold on, never mind. This is guaranteed income.
That's right, Kev. We love that,
what?
right?
Invite me to this.
I might be by the Oscars on Saturday.
Oh,
never mind.
you gonna be there too?
Yeah, I might be doing this
Oh, you
Roots
better go.
performance. The Roots. Have you heard of them, Kev?
I've heard of them. Questlove, Black Thought, and the other guys.
Okay, that's right.
Link
Get
it
it
sent
out.
this.
No. You got it out.
Everybody wants some sunshine. My allergies are on 1,000.
Mine were killing me the other day.
Man. Just sneezing. Pew, pew, pew.
I'm sending you something, Victory, that needs to be remade. It's the commitment form. So we got to figure out how that is going to happen.
I thought there was water in the fridge, but there's not.
What'd you say?
Said I thought there was water in the fridge, but there's not.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. What do you need? You see how that says 2021? I'm also sending, even though you already have this in your personal email, the logo. Yeah, the PDF that I sent you is the commitment form. So we got to figure out a way to remake it with the correct year. Oh, girl, I think everything's inside this Google Drive.
This Google Drive.
Oh,
Everybody.
yes, girl.
Come on.
God is good.
All the time. We talking about that? Or are you just going to post it, Kev?
Yes?
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite voices of all time. When Sunday Comes is gospel at its best.
People.
Who else you know is good actress? LA based.
To do.
Guest starring role. Probably shoot days.
You already asked Denora.
You know that my girls is in.
Okay.
Denora, Quinn, Candace. That's my
said,
first viewer.
Yeah.
After I talked to you, I
said, pop.
You know, I put them in first.
I'm
trying not to fly somebody out.
Oh, that's not necessary. You talking about for Churchy?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who you could call that could give you a list of people.
Who? Bradley?
No.
Oh, Marquita Bradley?
Yes.
Marquita Bradley. That's a good friend. I got her too. I'm taking your friends one by one.
None of them are your, no,
they're not going anywhere.
If we fell out, guess where they're going?
Oh well, I can't expect that. That's
really
you
taking
got too
a
much
friend.
time. You got too much time in for me to do that.
I'd be like, let's go.
But they would be losing work. So I'm at the point where they have to be like, Angel, dang.
Yeah,
and all I need is a dang.
Oh, then you're like, that's it.
All I need is a whoo.
Couple
so
of them,
nothing.
You wouldn't get a dang. They would be like, all right then.
That's probably true.
That's how
that's true.
We roll. Because they know I'm not petty like that. I never would take money out of a woman's hands. That's not what I'm gonna do. That's not, especially if they got a kid. You take that money. I could hate that nigga by myself. You take all of his money. It is fine. Did you already? Is the link sent there?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure what the title is yet, Josh. We'll see after.
Okay.
So Vic, just looking at the. Okay. And I'm still looking for the Canva, but look and see if it's inside of that Google Doc. Okay.
It's me, Mario.
That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on, let me send this
Everybody.
out to my Patreon,
Mhm.
specifically my mother. Even though she's probably, it's my sister's birthday today.
Which one? Daisy?
Mm-mm.
Melissa?
Mm-mm.
Jackie?
It is.
I'm gonna
It
twerk
is.
at her job. I'm gonna
Oh,
go up to her
wow.
job and twerk on it.
Oh,
On her
she be like,
job.
it's at my house. My job is at my house,
She
so
work
that
from home?
works. Mm-hmm. She worked remotely. She owned her own business, so remote is her. Well, actually, it's not remotely. She works at her office because it's at her house. What is that? Patreon.
Everybody loves.
When you're gone the first
Let me
time,
see.
you're gonna be gone for a month?
If
Or was
I
that
have
with
to
the
leave-
quarantine?
No, if I have to leave tomorrow, I'll be gone for a month. I know.
If you
That's
it's still
bittersweet,
if.
immediate bittersweet.
Because my manager was like, no, we're not doing that. But the people who pay me could say, actually, you are. And then I have to go.
Actually, you are.
But if he's able to do what he feels like he can do, then I'll still be here. And so if that's the case, we would still be able to do TBTB in the bonus in
Friday?
person. No, we're moving everything to Thursday. You remember?
Oh, I can't do Thursday this week though.
I don't think I can do Thursday either.
I got to do the CDC thing.
Okay, all right. I love it. I love it. I love how those plans went out the water.
You know Kev's gonna
Well,
fill
I
a
already-
slot. You know Kev's gonna fill a slot.
Well, this is no, this was moved.
this is the
a
branded
while
thing?
ago. This was bumped from beginning of the month, but it was never updated in my calendar because I don't have an assistant right now.
because you agreed to Thursday last week, is what
I know.
I'm saying.
He did promise.
After that, I found out that the thing was there, but then I thought you was moving anyway, so I thought we was going to do it.
I put
No.
a soft hold on the slot because I thought we weren't gonna be in here, but I could.
On Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, so my husband just needs to be made aware that because he thought TBTB was on
Well,
Thursday.
I mean, you guys can shoot it without me.
I thought we weren't shooting it. I thought it was all virtual.
No, here's the thing.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I thought everything was virtual.
TBT was going to be virtual if you was going to be gone.
No, there's 3 of you all.
Oh,
that
you
are-
aren't being in it.
I could be virtual, but there's no reason that the 3 of you wouldn't be together, right?
Oh,
You understand?
it makes sense. I just in my head when we said virtual for a month, I meant virtual for a
Oh
month.
no,
You
I was
thought-
thinking that we was going to be virtual. We was going to be in person. She was going to be virtual.
Yeah, here's the thing is the only
Okay.
thing that would be virtual. Okay. So
Hold on, I
let
gotta take this.
okay.
Hello,
Okay.
this is him.
While waiting. So is anybody in here yet? Did Kev already send the link?
Yeah, there's
Okay, so let me go
we
ahead.
got 564 people in here.
Well, let me go ahead and publish mine. I
Okay.
try to make sure and let him publish his first because I'm like, I don't know. If it came, I saw something in here. Yeah. The starting this Sunday, whatever that is. I think it's the 28th, but put that on in there.
Everybody knows.
So hold on. Let me send that to Marcus. Let me put it in the TBTB chat.
Kelly Rowland looks like she's very fun
She
to hang
is.
out with.
She congratulated me on booking my part.
Did she?
She said, "I'm so proud of you."
She just looks.
I said, "Oh my God, Kelly Rowland is better." That's what I said in my head. I acted.
You
real
call? How'd
cool.
you talk to her?
Brisha texted me to get some updates, and they were in the vehicle together. And she was like, "Angel, I'm so proud of you."
Dang, that's Kelly Rowlands.
Kelly Rowland said that to my face.
Kelly Rowlands.
She's like, "You are doing it, Ma." I was like, this is unreal. You know my name.
Man,
You have touched me actually in person.
You've touched me.
I did. I got all the pictures. She was getting my hair together, getting me straight so I could take some cute pictures. She's like, "You are killing it."
Hilarious.
I was like, "Girl, I'm about to die right here."
Hold on, I'm gonna read this article real quick. I'm gonna send it to you, and we just might make this the first story. It's already in the docket, but there was no more context, and I didn't have the time to listen to that whole episode.
Kev, while you're looking that up, I know we've been in the spirit of giving things. So as a thank you to letting me do what I love, on the left side of the table, there's a very early birthday present containing two things. Left side of the table,
Right here.
the left side.
Right there.
Just want to make sure everybody was in here for it.
Yeah, let's get to it.
I feel like you're gonna be very much enthused once you open it. It's nothing crazy.
Joshua!
It's a little fragile, but just because there's two versions of it, one that's a little bit more homey, and then one's a little bit more to go if you want something light.
I saw you sneak it in, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait."
Yeah, I didn't know if I want to let Angel in on it. or
Oh,
not.
it's wrapping paper! Yay! Woo!
Come on.
Oh, it's a picture frame.
Yeah, it's something light. It's something.
You know what it is?
No.
Victory. Josh, you know what it is?
I do.
Why are you stupid?
Oh, it's two pictures.
Yeah, it's a photo with your favorite artist that I took,
My face.
but I can't sell.
I put it right here.
So
I'm gonna learn one of her songs on the piano and play it.
I
this
got
week.
one for the desk, and then one if you want to, put it up at home or put it up on the wall.
My campaign for the rest of this.
Let's see what you're
She
at.
is stinking gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
I'm gonna.
in person
I want to
as well.
get, and I don't want no help. I want to get unblocked. I want to be back in her life. Do I need to change the way I feel about her music? Is that gonna help you?
Listen, I know you said you love her singing, so I wanted to make sure. I want to make sure you had a
She
reference.
does.
You don't have to put it up now because it is a glass.
That's
frame.
gonna fall.
It's
That's gonna
make me
fall, Kevin.
Super anxious the entire episode.
She legitimately has
Is it in the frame?
a
No.
beautiful voice.
She does.
Beautiful. This is what you can do. This is what you can do. Just for at least today's episode.
Oh, put it up right in the middle. There you go, Angel. Oh, that Marcus? It's right on time for this.
Oh no, it's my home warranty.
Oh,
They really want me to re-up. Does she look good right there? Is she part?
she looks.
Do I need to
She's
pull
catching
back?
the. Just face her towards me more because she's catching the light's reflection. There it is. Perfect. She's peeking in now. Mm-hmm. She's the fourth person on the podcast now.
Fourth person with her pretty self. She's really pretty. Her voice is pretty. People say that she actually can sing a lot more powerful than what she chooses to. She's making the choice to give us that very bicycle. Skip. They tried to trick me. I was logging into my Canva. And they were like,
I was really trying to finesse. So she was interesting this year, actually. She didn't let anybody in the photo pit. Every photo that got posted of her had to be pre-approved by her.
Okay.
By her team.
Mm-hmm.
So this photo is not officially approved to be posted.
It's not posted though.
It's not.
You can print it.
Listen, I'm not selling it. It's a gift. I gave my friend a gift. Listen.
I can't believe you couldn't tell she was part black. You don't see that in her?
I mean, I added a little skin tone slider.
But she ain't like, you don't see the black. That's what people used to say about Kimora Lee. And I was like,
I saw it in Kimora.
they
I
don't
thought
look
they're a
anything
little bit-
alike, but I see the black in her. She's just really comfortable around us. So I'd be like, you better have black in you because you acted like you one of us. And she is. Is she pretty? I think I read this article already.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I know exactly what they were doing.
I had to learn something in adversity. This is
Woo.
what I learned.
Never mind.
But yes, guys, I will post a photo on Patreon. I just couldn't post the photo before because I didn't want to give Kev any. Kev being that Patreon commenting, so I didn't want him to see the photo and be like, "Oh, you got a photo of Janae," and then have any.
All right, let's start with
explanation.
That's probably better.
But I got you guys on the photo on Patreon.
I think it's the best, Josh. That's such a good gift.
They're saying, "Can I post it on the Patreon?"
Well, Josh said he's gonna post it on his Patreon.
I'll do both. That's fine.
You'll post it in both.
I'll post the original photo. You can post a photo of that. Just so they can see it a little closer.
Woman.
I love Doja Cat's music. I'm not even ashamed to say it anymore.
I like it too. I like it too.
I'm gonna play her song on the piano.
Angel, can you turn it again?
Let me be your woman.
A little more?
There. Woman,
There you go. Thank you.
She is. Look at her cheeks.
Mhm.
She's gonna age really well. Let me be your woman.
She looks like she moisturizes like 3 times a day.
She smelled amazing.
Victory, I'm sharing one more thing with you. I found the Canva presentation.
We have a pre-roll?
Yes, we do. I'm glad you reminded me. Here we go. Let me get it up. Ready? Oh, why do I have it up twice? God dang it. All right, here we go. You know what's great in the morning? Cereal. Starting your day off right with an amazing cereal that tastes great and that is fantastic for you. Now, while Catalina Crunch is helpful for a keto or low carb lifestyle, it's great for anyone who wants a nutritious way to enjoy their favorite snacks. If you're trying to eat better, Catalina Crunch cereal has the crunch you crave without the empty carbs. It's absolutely delicious. Most zero sugar foods don't taste delicious, but Catalina Crunch really nails this. Zero sugar, low carb, keto friendly. Plus, it packs a whopping 11 grams of plant-based protein and 9 grams of fiber per serving. Taste for yourself why over 10,000 customers rate Catalina Crunch 5 stars. They've got 8 crave-worthy flavors to choose from, like nostalgia-inducing cinnamon toast, decadent dark chocolate, and creamy chocolate peanut butter. Not sure which flavor to try first? That's why they have a variety pack. Gluten-free, grain-free, non-GMO, only real clean ingredients, nothing artificial. See why Catalina Crunch cereal is the fastest growing cereal brand in America. Just go to CatalinaCrunch.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
For 15% off your first order plus free shipping. That's CatalinaCrunch.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
Not sure which flavor to try first? Try a variety pack and check out their delicious cookies and snacks mixes while you're at it. Again, that's CatalinaCrunch.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
With or 15% off your first order plus free shipping.
Welcome to the show in 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to His Thing. I'm Kev on stage. She's
That chick ain't
That
dead.
chick.
welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button, track that notification button, bang, all 2022. Bang, just for you.
H-A-U-X.
Welcome to another episode. We are shooting this live on Monday for our Patreon because our good friend Angel Lakita Moore Tanksley, the actress, is leaving us
I am.
this week to pursue her dreams of being a starlet on Hollywood Boulevard.
Stop.
She's moving out of these United States. She's shooting in Antigua for 6 years.
I'm gonna be on the beach
Antigua
with
sounds
my
nice.
chicks
We should
out.
go to Antigua.
We're doing P Mountain. instead
So
of
we
P
told the
Valley.
Patreon this a little while ago. We want to tell you now. Over the next month or two, because of Angel's show and then Kevin's show, we'll be shooting more episodes virtually. Angel will be out of town for like a month or so, and I'll be shooting during our regular shooting time. So we'll be shooting virtually probably for about
Into May.
Into May, mid-May probably.
Yeah, mid-May.
Ooh.
mid-May probably, more than likely. But you will get your videos.
Oh, you gonna get these podcasts,
You will
these
get these
jokes.
podcasts because you know we got. We're gonna do it. 'Cause that's what we do. All right. So first things first. on the docket, this kind of went viral-ish over the weekend. Broderick Steve Harvey.
Is that his first name?
Steve Harvey, first name Broderick.
Well, he should go by that. Broderick is very masculine.
Hey, I'm Brod Harvey here. I don't think he had the same career.
No, you don't.
I'm saying he picked the nickname of Broderick.
No, Broderick.
This is the evening news.
Nah, Steve Harvey is just a smooth showbiz name.
Broderick Harvey?
No,
That's
man.
the type of person you want to sleep with. Who are you with, Broderick?
So Broderick, his son named Broderick Harvey Jr.
Broderick is a strong name.
You ain't never met no Broderick who couldn't fix a carburetor.
Right. He can lift up heavy things. That's
I
what
don't
you
know.
think.
Steve Harvey is his middle name. Yeah, Broderick Stephen Harvey.
Oh,
yeah.
that's fire right there.
65 years old.
He missed out.
Anyway, Broderick Steve Harvey was owing the IRS $20 million. Okay. Because people were stealing from him and having to pay he had to pay $650,000
in back taxes alone.
a month.
No, I thought that was a year.
A month for 4 years.
Wait, now come on. Now
Broderick Steve Harvey had to pay $650,000 a month.
No, Kevin, that can't be right.
He owed them $20 million, Angel, for 4 years.
That's a lot of
money. He
money.
never went to jail because he never missed a payment. Here's the video of him talking about it on the Earn Your Leisure podcast.
I never missed a payment. And for 4 years in a row, I was sending $650,000 a month to the government. Plus, I had to pay my current taxes. I couldn't get behind on nothing. And I was living.
All right. So for those of you math whizzes, $650,000 a month.
That's $31 million.
That's what he had to pay?
That's 650,000 times 48 is $31,200,000.
Sounds about right. First of all, I ain't gonna hold you. I never thought Steve Harvey was not rich. I didn't realize he was that rich.
That's what I'm sure. Where do you get $650,000 every month?
Dog. So he basically, there's an article. The article said basically this is why he took every job that he could get. So Steve Harvey still does his radio show.
Yeah.
He never stopped that with all the other stuff. Oh man, them terrestrial radio shows, him and I think he was
might be getting
right under Tom Joyner. As far as black people go, I don't know if they were bigger than like the world, but I think it was Tom Joyner was him and Steve was number 2. And that show is syndicated everywhere.
Yeah.
That's Strawberry Letter. Strawberry Letter is his own podcast, by the way. I don't know if you knew
he makes
that.
$20 million a year just off his radio gig. According to this.
Jesus.
$20 million a year?
Allegedly.
This podcast is
listen, now Broderick Steve Harvey's 65 years old.
Yeah.
Right? I often think about this. Like, Angel and I are relatively young when it comes to Hollywood, as far as like at the beginning of our careers. When you look at I'll just tell you guys this. We're family. When you look at Wikipedias of them big actors, their early years often be well into their 30s and often early 40s. Right? Steve Carell, he was 44
with The Office
when he booked The Office.
Yeah.
All the stuff he done since The Office, he started at 44. Now he did stuff prior.
Yeah, he did.
So we're still in the early years part of our Wikipedia. Career-wise, it's going to be ER and 911 and Atypical. That's all going to be in your first click. And then your next click,
it's going to
be success.
It's going to be something fire.
And then your next click going to be philanthropy, because I know that's important to you.
It's very important.
But sometimes, that's a word. That's a word. Sometimes you just got to realize. See, it feels like you're at the end. Oh, come on in here.
Come on.
It feels like you're at the end. It feels like you're stuck, But hunch your neighbor and say, you're still in the early years.
Did you say hunt?
Hunch your neighbor.
Hunch
your, not hunt, not like sex hunt. They say that in church, and they just mean like hit him with your arm.
Oh, I never heard that.
Oh yeah, I heard. We say hunch your neighbor and say this here.
That is not safe to say.
They say hunch your neighbor. Hunch your neighbor and say, I'm still in my early year. Now you could be 38, 40, 47, Sam Jack. He ain't booked nothing big till he was 40 something.
Come on.
And I'm talking about Sam was already receding, balding, in Coming to America, which was in the 80s. Since then, he did over 100 movies. Tell somebody I'm still in the early part of my career.
Hey, I'm still in the early
part of my
Salt.
Is that pepper or salt?
This is pepper. But Salt, you too.
Tell them both.
I'm still in the early part of my career.
Early part of my career. You feeling like you're stuck. You feeling like it's over. And God has orchestrated this. That the next 5 years gonna make the last 15 worth it.
Hey.
Come on in here. They gonna call you an overnight success. But it's been a long night. Angel been here, what, 17 years?
Ooh, I've been here.
Scratching and clawing. Put that new unit in.
Didn't I know?
Audition with Kev reading behind the camera.
Switch units.
Switch the unit.
Yes, I did.
And book the role. Tell somebody, that I'm just getting started. Yeah. You know how much money you have to be making a month to pay someone almost $750,000 monthly. So in order to break even,
that's not even including his expenses.
Yeah, he said I was still
and
living.
what he was currently paying the IRS. So let's just add another $100,000 safely for his current money, and say $750,000. That's $750,000 every month. When did Think Like a Man come out? The movie.
Think Like a Man.
That's so much money.
2012.
I'm not even wrapping
All
my
right.
head
So
around.
in the article I was reading, he said that he was paying up until he had a big project in 2012 and he paid it all off. And I was like, I bet it was Think Like a Man because it was based off of his book.
Yeah.
And I know that made a lot. And if I'm Steve Harvey, I don't know this, but if I'm Broderick Stephen Harvey, I say, hey, Will Packer, we gonna make this movie. Yeah, for sure. But you're not gonna pay me no flat fee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna receive back in.
Oh, absolutely.
And that movie, I believe, grossed $100 million.
I can believe that.
You call Tony Baker on it.
He's not going to
He ain't
answer.
gonna pick up right now.
You know that.
That's definitely not gonna
Unless it was podcast.
I'm
day, but
pretty
I think
sure
that's
that
Tuesdays
movie was a
for him.
smash success.
It was.
Let's see what it was in the box office. Oh, 96. I was close. And Think Like a Man 2 is $70 million. So that's almost $200 million.
I mean, he didn't get all of it.
No, he didn't get all of it, but he got enough to pay the IRS back. Let's just what he hadn't been paying him, because he had already paid a certain amount there. It's stories like these. This is why Melissa and I, our person prepares our taxes, but we pay our taxes.
Yeah.
I gotta send that. We make sure we send that off.
Yeah.
Because listen, I've heard this happen to athletes. Brianna got money stolen from her. You do got to trust people. I get it. And especially the more money you make, they end up getting business managers, accountants, CPA. They have like a whole team of financial people. But I always want to be the person who finally is like, because the IRS ain't going to, if you're my accountant, they're not going to be like, Angel, why you didn't do that?
Right.
They're going to be like, Angel, where's Kev at? And you be like, but I stole it. That don't matter to I.
We want our money.
I want my money. When a mobster, when you owe them money, you don't say I had it, but I gave it to somebody else. They're not beating that person up.
No.
Because you borrowed from me.
You could tithe with it. They still don't care.
Now, this is what I really want to know that he didn't say, at least in this part of the clip of the story, is I know his accountant died, and that's how they uncovered that he had been being robbed of his money because the accountant that worked for his accountant saw the receipts of, they haven't been cashing your check. They just been debiting the money from your account that matches the check amount. Did you know that?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so he was writing the checks to the IRS.
Steve was?
Yes. Writing the check to the IRS. The accountant had access to Steve's account. So what they would do is they would just debit the exact same amount, right, and keep the check. Steve wasn't checking to see, was that a check that cleared or what was it? It was
genius.
The amount that he wrote the check for is all they would take.
So he gave the check to the accountant to pay the IRS.
Yes.
And they matched the amount.
Yes.
And debited for, say, $1 million.
Right.
You wrote IRS $1 million. They took out $1 million.
Yeah.
And Steve never checked.
Never
to
checked
see that
because
was IRS
they have
cash or check.
authorization to pull that money.
See, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that point.
Ever. This is one reason, and I don't even listen. There's no way I would owe the IRS that much money because I've never made that much. Okay.
It's coming.
Oh, yeah. No, very close. My first million is this year. But this is the thing.
I'd love to make $1
like
million
that.
too. Go ahead. This is the thing.
You know what?
Just don't.
No,
Hey,
you
there
did
you go.
it.
Stop. Okay. I changed my mind.
Shut up. You did it to yourself. We be over here having fun, walking in our truth.
Mhm.
And then you want to play in our face. You want to sit here and play in our face like we stupid, like these beautiful people that are here commenting, being here with us, don't see. You can't pretend like you're broke while your wife is out here flexing on these hoes.
That's true.
So
got
she
a-
done blown the cover
She's got
already.
she got a backdrop of props that are a full collection.
Yeah. Y'all don't pretend like y'all got
I saw
$4
that.
no
I
more.
was
So
I
you
drive
can
a
stop-
Ford Ranger.
I was like, look at all these props.
Exactly. He got a Maserati for a prop.
I drive it.
That's kind of
You
wild.
just
actually.
yelled what you drove.
All right. What was you saying?
I was saying stop playing in my face.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I get all of my money first. So even for my acting gigs, I get all of the only people that get my money first is my commercial agent. That's
Mhm.
it. But and even that might have to change one day. I'm gonna be like, hey, I know this is your company policy.
Give it here.
I want it.
Give
first.
it to me, Angel.
Yes, it is mine. You will get your check from this. But you know the reason why I do that? Oprah.
Oprah says she still signed her checks.
Exactly. And I'm gonna listen to the billionaire. You laugh at me when I be over here writing my checks. Huh? You be laughing at me. But what I know is that when you have any money that is worth stealing, somebody will try to steal it.
Listen, stealing is easier than working. And Steve Harvey works so much, he don't got time to check his account to match.
We're not promoting stealing.
Is-
By the way. We're not promoting stealing, just by the way.
We are.
Okay.
America was built on stolen stuff.
Come on.
Listen, they reward
Mhm.
thieves.
A whole lot of land.
One of
stolen.
my favorite stories, not favorite in that way, but like favorite flips is the Kennedy family, who made a fortune off of bootlegging during prohibitions, flipped that, and went so legitimate that one of their sons was the president of these United States. That's something Black people could have never done in America, right? Not got away with bootlegging for that long, not made no fortune, and not had that same family be president of the United States.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if Jay-Z became president of the United States.
Well, I mean, a family could be a Black family could be legitimate the entire time and still not become the president of the United States. I think there's other.
I mean, you talk about branding and rebranding. Like they start bootlegging, selling the illegal. They was doing crimes twice,
Yeah.
right? And then completely legitimate. You know, NASCAR came from bootlegging.
No, houseway.
So NASCAR, bootlegging cars, they would soup them up so they could evade law enforcement. And then it was like such a competition between who had the fastest car to get away from the police that they were like, I drive better than Josh. And Angel's like, no, I drive better than you. All right, let's race. Forget the bootlegging. Let's just do a car race. And that's how they started NASCAR. It started from souped up, basically Fast and the Furious prohibition era,
Dominic
which is, I
Toretto.
think,
his great grandfather was a bootlegger.
Snap. That's where the whole series should go. Back in time.
That'd be fire.
Dominic Toretto's granddad.
What series?
Fast and the Furious. Because I was wondering how they gonna
That's
keep
why
making movies. We're
Dom's so
thinking
big
about-
on family because the mob family,
When
they were bootlegging,
Yes.
it's the same. This is
Family.
actually an easy tie.
and they can go back to horse racing.
And Universal's gonna steal
What kind
it,
of
and we're
carrots
gonna
did
have
my
nothing.
horse have?
We're gonna have nothing on it. Nothing.
I want to see Tyrese and Dom in a horse. And I want all the actors to play themselves, not younger
and then
people.
I want Paul Walker to be rotoed in and just say, just forget about it, cuz in the
That is
program.
one
like
of my
it.
favorite clips. I said, forget about it, cuz. And I totally missed that the first time I saw that
Me
movie
too.
when
I
Paul
didn't
Walker
see-
said that. I didn't recognize it, but
Well,
when it came
nothing
back,
was too far of a stretch to be said in those movies ever. But when you
No.
play it back, that's just out of this world.
my kids didn't even realize that Fast and the Furious used to be about car racing because they
What
came
is
in.
it about now?
It's usually
Saving the
about
world.
either stealing something or finding somebody who is known for stealing something.
Oh, I thought it was still about cars.
It's about cars, but it's not about racing them.
It's not, about racing cars.
Remember the first 3, I believe, were about racing?
Michelle Hill said Fast and the Furious 25, the beginning.
When I just asked the question, well, what is Fast and the Furious about? Somebody just yelled, family.
That's right.
Angel, you're right. I don't even know why I asked the question. I should have known. Family.
Anyway.
But Steve Harvey, bless his heart that he had to do that. I want to know what happened to, I know the CPA's dead, but I want to know what happened to anybody who benefited off of the CPA stealing from him.
Listen, he probably died because of that guilt.
No, people
don't think so?
I would not feel guilty.
Really?
No.
You would just steal freely?
I would steal so freely and have so much fun. If I am willing to do that, not saying I'm willing, but here's the thing, if I'm willing to do it, I'm willing to do it. Like,
there's no point in feeling guilty about it.
Right. If I'm willing to do it, like I've grown out of that. I did that when I was having sex younger. I'm over that. Where I was like, I feel so bad that I did this. I realized that's
I thought you were a virgin upon your wedding day.
I was in certain areas of my body. But
Lord Jesus.
You know, we just had a really in-depth sex conversation with our son yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. It was like
with Amar?
Oh yeah. But he already knew. He was like, but what about this? No. But with the preteen, we had like did you have the sex talk with your
We've had
No. With your parents.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
I told you what my sex talk came at 19. My mom was passing me in the hallway and she was like, "You ain't have sex, have you?" And I was like, "What?" Yes. And she was like, "You nasty," and walked off. And that was the beginning and end of our conversation.
Wow.
At what age did you tell her that?
19. And she was 3 years late.
Would she say this is true?
Absolutely.
Angel could call her right now.
She could.
Mm-hmm.
I never talked to my dad about it, period. Real or step.
Wow.
Never had no conversation with it. My mom and I had that one conversation.
How in depth of a conversation have you had with your boys? Like
we've had, first of all, we've had multiple conversations. We've had first is like your body conversation, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. Had another one in the more in-depth thing. I remember very clearly Joe was listening and Isaiah was laying on the ground staring at the ceiling, like waiting for this to be over. When that David Dobrik stuff came out, we had a more in-depth conversation about consent.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually used YouTubers to have consent conversations. We've been having consent and sex conversations more than one, because the David Dobrik thing was like, he kind of fostered an environment where women didn't feel safe. Basically, they said he wasn't even the person there or doing it. From what happened, he was just the leader in his environment. What the allegation was, his environment created he fostered an environment that created that. So anyway, then we started talking about that. We basically were telling them, like, obviously we don't want you to have sex until you're married, blah, blah, blah. Christian, Lord, oh Lord, love you. Then we were like, we feel like your best chance of not having any issues related to consent, your best chance, not every time, is not having sex with somebody you're not in a committed relationship with. If you're drinking or using drugs and having sex, you already can't give consent. She can't give consent. So you're already in trouble there. If you are having a one-night stand and she remembers it differently and you're already in trouble there. So just please don't. And that's the thing that sucks about parenting. I've been thinking about this more and more as my kids want to do more alone with their friends. We're not there. It's like you have to train them up and remind them and train them and remind them and train them, remind them. And then you just have to hope they make good decisions because you can't control their decision making when you're not around.
Right.
You try 100%. To, but man, you just hope they make good choices. But you can't both coddle them and you can't be there with them every time. You just got to be like, Come on now.
Yeah, come on,
because
dude.
if you get in trouble, you gonna be in trouble.
Right. Our whole conversation came from Marcus asking me if I saw Turning Red. And
I haven't seen it yet.
And I was like, did you see it? He was like, yeah. And I was like, what'd you think? He's like, well, it was basically a movie about puberty. And I was like, how you know it was about puberty? He was like, it was pretty obvious. And I was like, hey, did y'all have y'all sex health class yet at your school? He said, actually, we just finished it. He was like, but our teacher was not qualified to teach the class. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, no, they really need to hire new teachers. And I was like, well, they should probably use Indeed to get them.
Oh,
because let me tell you, if you need to supercharge your hiring plan, you need a super hiring partner. And that's Indeed. If you're hiring, you need Indeed, because Indeed is a hiring partner where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Indeed is the only job site where you are guaranteed to find quality applications or applicants and that meet your must-have requirements, or else you don't pay. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites hoping to find candidates with the right skills, you need one powerful hiring partner that can help you do it all. Indeed partners with you on every step of the hiring process. You find great talent through time-saving tools like Indeed Instant Match assessments and virtual interviews. With Instant Match, as soon as you sponsor a post, you get a short list of qualified candidates with resumes on Indeed that match your job description, and you can invite them to apply right away. Plus, you can you only pay for the quality applications that meet your must-have requirements. I use Indeed for looking for my personal assistant. I ended up hiring my niece instead because I wanted to use nepotism. But if she was not actually available, I can tell you right now, in a day, I got 30 qualified candidates that actually met my requirements, that were worth me interviewing, and that had the skill sets that I specifically needed. Which I was extremely shocked by. I was like, wow, this was a lot easier than what I thought, because you always are like, hey, can somebody refer me to this or refer me to that? But like, your network only knows so many people. So you're going to eventually have to go out of your network, and you're going to want, like they said, a super partner in hiring new staff. And as we scale up at both KOSS as well as That Chick Angel, we got to have quality people to help us get to where we're going. Indeed makes it easy to hire great talent. According to ComScore, Indeed is the #1 job site worldwide with virtual interviews. Indeed saves you time. You can message, schedule, and interview top talent seamlessly all in one place. And Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all of the job sites combined, according to Talent Nest in 2019. Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Start hiring right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post on Indeed.com/HTT.
HTT.
Offer valid through March 31st. So y'all don't wait now. Go to Indeed.com/HTT.
HTT.
to claim your $75 credit before March 31st. Indeed.com/HTT.
HTT.
Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. But no, really though, I love the extra added noise. Amen. We've had the talk before. He had a book when I bought him a book when he was 10 to read on his body, and we talked about each chapter every day. And then yesterday it was a thing of, okay, so what you learned in your class, and was there anything that like you were left thinking, what is that? Mm-hmm. And I remember he said, in the class, we just learned about STDs, all of them. That's what we learned about. It was STD this, STD. I was like, well, those are important.
Yeah.
But it got really in depth. I was like, wow, I cannot believe I'm at this point that I'm having this conversation. And he was handling it like a pro. I said, you're really quiet. He said, I'm just processing it all. But
he's such a sweet little boy.
He is. He
is great.
And I was like, I'm so proud of you that you feel confident in talking to us, because I'm almost certain your brothers aren't going to talk to us. They're going to go to you. And
absolutely.
We want you to have the appropriate information. But there was a part of the conversation that was hysterical. I was very transparent with him about when I had the age in which I became sexually active. Mm-hmm. And I was like, your dad was a little bit younger than me. I looked to Marcus thinking he was going to give his age. He was like, mm-hmm. He's like, that's the end of that part of the conversation.
No ideas.
I was like, okay.
He left you out there all alone.
I was like, okay. He said, yeah, he don't need to know all that. That's what he told me afterwards. I was like, you know what? I wanted to give it to you, whether or not you wanted to tell him. But we didn't even go into the wait until you married. I wanted to be like, boy, it's not worth the wait. No.
Oh my God.
I did not say I did, but we didn't put any of that on there. But we did. It was a very long conversation about consent. I was like, that's the most important part.
Man, you know what? Listen, I'm not an idiot. I realize I was raised on shame and all that stuff there. And all the shame, all the hellfire, brimstone, you're going to hell, none of it could separate me from the coochie. All it did, let nothing separate me from this sin. I was adamant. I was adamant that I was going to do that sin.
Yeah.
I felt guilty. Oh, big guilt. But it didn't stop me.
It won't stop you.
As long as I'm not dying in the act, there's always time to repent. And I often repented mid-stroke.
So sorry, God.
So sorry, God.
But I'm going to finish.
I mean, if the rapture, because I was like, well, the rapture comes right now.
Right.
If I'm repenting in the act,
I'm going to make it into heaven.
I can repent before.
You skipped the line a little bit.
You hear me up here? You say you're omnipotent? Let me tell you what I'm finna do. Finna sin.
Right. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm on the way.
I'm
sorry. I'm in the act. I mean, there's millions of, not millions, but hundreds of altar calls.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Where I felt like the pastor might as well have been like, Kevin, I know what you was doing last night over in that football field. Me?
Football field.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin.
Oh, it's cold out there.
When you don't have no house and your parents' family never leaves the house and her family never leaves the house,
football field,
you will get creative. I did sex in places where you should not have did sex. Movie theaters.
Oh wow!
I would pay that $5. I done seen some movies 800 times. And I'm talking about movie Chocolat. Ain't nobody watching that in the summer. I'm up in there. Oh, I got some chocolate, all right. I'm talking about breaking and I was committing 2 sins. I was breaking and entering to have the sex.
Oh my God. The Lord, your repentance beforehand didn't cover nothing.
Nothing. Oh, mid, pre, mid, post.
Sorry, Jesus. Hold on.
Them bus rides home, I'd be like, just like eating right. Like, I'm gonna do better next time. And then let's be like, you want some ice cream? Yes.
You already thinking about the next. That's the problem. I'm gonna do better next time. Ooh, next time. What are we gonna do next time? Where's next time gonna happen? Yeah.
But it never. So I told him, and I had to tell Melissa. One time I thought we was gonna not make it because I never wanted Melissa to hear something about me from someone in my past that was true that she didn't know.
Ooh.
So I told her everything.
Oh God!
In one sitting.
God.
Why?
I told her everything, and she was quiet afterwards. I was like, because I was like, well, I don't want to go back to El Paso, and people can be shady. I didn't know where we would get married, and we're at the wedding. I don't want a girl to be like, down at that Burgess football field, I had a piece of him. And her be like, is this true, Kevin? Even if it was prior to you, I just didn't want nobody to have that on you. So I felt more guilty to her than I did to the Lord. I was like,
because I wasn't. Oh, that's what happens when you have the expectation.
Yeah.
Listen, just
don't worry about that.
As long as I ain't related to him, we good. There was no point in me being like, now go down I know we're from the same town, but who? Oh, well, she ain't with you now.
Y'all would have had to see them people and know for sure.
Yeah,
because Lexington ain't a big city.
Yeah, so I don't know. I could have spoken to somebody he's been with multiple times and not even.
That don't make you feel the way that woman could have been like.
No, you can do all that.
You know what he's mine. You may have had a one, but I got him all the time. I know he's mine.
He's mine. I know he had to practice on somebody because he knew what he was doing by the time he got to me. Thank you. That's what I was. Thank you. Were you the one who taught him that, girl? May the Lord bless and keep you, honey. Thank you so much.
You.
Appreciate you.
Cause girl,
I had never had that done to me before. Honey, didn't even know existed. But because of you, I live today. I live. Oh, yes, glory.
girl. See, God will use you.
Uh-huh.
You didn't even know he was preparing. He was preparing me
Yes.
through you.
Through you.
He was preparing. He went. See, the Bible says, watch that. He'll go before to prepare a place for me. Hey, you were part of his preparation. Yeah,
you were the come before. Whichever way you want to take it. But I appreciate you.
Woo! Thank you, girlie.
Yes, I ain't gonna be mad. Thank you. Let's give her a wet gift. Give her something.
Oh my
I ain't
God.
gonna be mad about it at all. No.
That's hilarious. That is an interesting way to make that work.
You trained them up good,
Train
bruh.
up in the way it should go. Yeah, that
you.
works.
You raised them right. Yeah.
But yeah. So with my kids, you talk to them, you treat them well. This weekend was the first time JoJo had went to the mall with his friends and walked around unattended. They did
That's
a
great.
mall hangout. His phone was on low. I was freaking out. He was on 12%, but he was like, I won't use it. I won't use it. Melissa stayed by. He didn't know. She was like, I'm going home. She went and sat in the parking lot because JoJo has a tendency to be like, I'm over this. Please come. I want to go away from here now. But instead, he wanted to go to Dave & Buster's, and we were supposed to hang out as friends, but Melissa was his mother, and they couldn't go without an adult. At the same time, Isaiah was at a field trip. And let me just tell y'all about the LAUSD.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, just so y'all know, my children are in public school, okay? They are not in private. They ain't down at Sierra Canyon with Kanye and LeBron and them.
No.
Them is in public school with regular kids. They is all regular.
Everybody
regular together in the public school, okay? Isaiah tells me, hey, we've got a field trip. I need to be at the school at 5. I was like, what? Wait, what do you mean?
5 p.m.?
5 p.m.
When did he tell you this?
He told me earlier in the week, but it
Okay.
wasn't processing. I was like, oh, he means I need to get picked up at 5.
Mm-hmm,
So a couple of days before, he's like, okay, you got to drop me off at 5. And I was like, what the field trip is? Now, mind you, I'd already signed the field trip 2 weeks ago. Okay, he told me about it. It was not clicking. He was like, yeah, the school's going to Hamilton for a field trip. I was like, oh, cool. Sign it. In my mind, Hamilton is performing for kids
during the day.
And LAUSD is paying for a matinee.
They got the 2 p.m.
That's what my mind is thinking.
Yeah.
So
Even
maybe
during
it starts
school
at
hours.
That's what I'm thinking. This boy gotta be at. He gets out of school at 3:00.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pick him up, bring a suit to him because they had to dress up semi-formal. I gotta show y'all the picture. Bring a suit to him. I basically stayed here, dropped him off at 5. Okay, they had a pizza party before the play. Hamilton started at its regular 8:00. The school sends us a thing. Please be at the school at 11:59 p.m. to pick up your children. I said, what are y'all saying to me? Y'all, it's night. He texted, hey, you got to pick us up at midnight. What?
Did it
I'm
hurt?
tired. I had to set an alarm for 11:20 because I fell asleep.
Of course you did.
I'm in that bed. I was so mad that I had to leave my home and bed to pick up a child on a Friday night at 12 p.m. a.m. I mean, okay? Children are supposed to go to the zoo, to the aquarium.
Not when they're your son's age, his big age.
I'd
The
be
zoo.
mad too if I wasn't in the room where it happened.
The aquarium, a midday baseball game, something. So field trip is a replacement for school for me.
No.
I don't want what. First of all, what I'm supposed to do?
Wait till grad night.
He's done then. He's out.
Okay, I mean,
He's out, Josh. You in 10th grade. I don't want to pick you up at midnight. I'm tired.
Kevin.
I'm in that bed.
You shouldn't be that old. Why didn't you have Melissa's a night owl? Why didn't you have her pick him
Because
up?
Lissa had the Vacky had took her out.
Oh yeah, it took her down.
She had a headache we were supposed to go together. So when my
Oh.
alarm went off, she did this, and that's why I knew she wasn't right with me.
She's like, I ain't
She
doing
said,
it.
"Hey, you gotta go." We had talked about us
She's
because
like,
we.
no, you get.
She patted my back. Hey, you got to get Isaiah. I thought we was going as a unit.
She's like, no, I'm turning. I'm over here turning into a zombie. I can't.
She was like, my socks are off. My socks are off.
Can't.
You know,
I
once
can't
your
go.
socks are off, you can't put them off. You
And
can't
you're
put
in
them
the
back on.
bed. Oh no.
Josh, I got home because obviously they don't come right at
Right. What
12.
they say.
I got home at almost 1:00 in the morning
You should have went down there and picked him up.
from the Hamiltons.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have gotten home.
I wouldn't have saved much more time. That ended at 11.
You would have saved
At
a lot
midnight,
of time.
that would have been a 15-minute drive up the 405.
Yeah, that wouldn't have taken you that long. My kids went on field trip this weekend too. They got to go tour the SoFi Stadium.
But during school,
No, on the weekend. So this was
the school took them on the weekend.
not the school. They in a black boy program.
You is gonna put them kids in stuff.
You better know it. They got the VIP tour. They got to be where Jay-Z and Beyonce were.
Basically, you said my kids is in the black boy program.
Yeah, come on, where the black boys at? My kids are black and they boys. They surely did. They got to run across. They got to play on the field and do the combines. And I was like, keep them as long as you want. Let them have this. Listen, Lil Marcus was like, I said, what was your favorite part? He said all the VIP access. He was like, because it'll probably never happen. Me and Marcus was like, don't you say it. You don't know what we gonna have it. Don't say it.
Your children, them baby boys, they ain't gonna know nothing but wealth.
I hope not.
Little
I
Marcus,
hope.
he deserves more.
He's already spoiled. The fact that this boy is about to go to private school, he is spoiled. Let me tell you, at the private school cafeteria, they have a sushi bar, a waffle bar. They have an omelet bar. We were walking in and the chefs were making omelets for the kids.
It's different. It's different.
Sushi bar. It is open the entire school day. When you have a little break, if you want to go in, get your little snack. Get your
Do you go to Ritz Carlton Middle School?
That's what it feel like.
He could get sushi as a snack.
As a snack. As a snack.
Let me get a little sashimi in between first
As a
and
snack.
Are you kidding me?
I am dead serious.
Omelet bar. They have that down at the Embassy Suite.
What would
They
you
do.
like in
There's a
your
good
omelet?
omelets, too.
They are making the omelet. Flip. Here you go. Yes.
Dang.
Bougie.
Dang.
That's fire.
I showed my kids lunch on the other day. They had a bag of salad, no dressing. I like to keep my kids humble, but I didn't realize it was that humble.
Milk in a bag
Yeah.
is beyond
The
me.
Milk in the bag is just shut up and eat. A lot of people was like, Nick, this is jail food.
The twins love the jail
They
food.
ain't better in
They
jail.
have collar. They had collar.
But no, they also get the jail. I had to take the leftovers out of Kod's backpack. I said, what is this? A whole bunch of salad in a bag. I was like, take this coleslaw out of your backpack.
That's wild, Angel.
This school is wild. It's in the middle of nature. There's a creek.
A creek.
Yes.
It is Serenity Middle School.
They have a robotics class.
We wanted to put our kid in Zay in a private school over here. But I'm gonna tell you when I knew I couldn't. They had robotics. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is when we first moved to LA. Because our kids were in private school in Washington. And this is before I realized private school ain't equal.
Yeah, it's a little
A private school in Tacoma, Washington is not private school in LA.
No.
And I
tuition.
saw Columbus Short coming out of the private school with his child. We got back in the car. I was like, if Columbus, I kid you not, when Columbus Short came out with his child, I was like, all right,
This is not. Yeah.
I don't care if that's his child. He's picking somebody up. The fact that he is here and a child he knows is here, this is not the place for us.
Why? You could have
That was
went.
a
Angel,
prophetic.
this was our first school year of LA. Like we
You
just
get a
went from
scholarship.
this school said no scholarship.
You
I'm
lying.
serious.
They don't want to know
Uh,
what school it was.
You know, I can't remember. It's right on Woodland. It's Woodland in Woodland Hills.
Okay.
Right off. I want to say Topanga Canyon or Canoga Park. One of them two.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right off the 101 and hit
Tucked
that left.
away.
Tucked away. Not even tucked. I'm talking about freeway.
No creeks.
Robotics. No creeks. No creeks.
And they weren't giving out no scholarship.
They wouldn't get no scholarship. And Columbus Short was up in there.
Mm.
And Isaiah Frederick was out of there. And then Isaiah went to this little middle school in Reseda.
Mhm.
First day, somebody got beat up in the hallway and choked out. He said he came home. He said they grabbed the kid like this and they pushed him against the wall.
Oh no.
He said there was 35 kids in my school because his class in Washington had like 11 in a class that fit 35. They had iPads.
Baby
He said he grabbed himself. He put him up against this. So he was like, Mommy, could you work at Chuck E. Cheese so that I could go to the type of school we had in Washington?
Please.
Because I don't want, what if they grab me? You know, Isaiah ain't really no violent child.
No.
He gonna get socked out.
Yeah, and listen.
It was his first day on the yard. And
he was like, this is not for me. That's how little Marcus determines all of his days at school. He'll tell me how many fights. So there was another fight at the school, 2 fights. He's like, I don't even know what it is. There was a boy who slapped the AP. I was like, wait a minute, what's the AP? He's like, it's one of the assistant, or no, he said the PTA. And I was like, was it a parent? No, it's like an assistant teacher. He slapped the assistant teacher. And I was like, what is going on? He's like, Mom, exactly. He is
I feel like a little bit of that is good.
A little bit of that fright.
A little bit of that. You need to know the world ain't gonna cave for you all the time.
Well, yeah, he definitely knows that. He wants to be out of that. He's like, get me out of that.
I saw this TikTok where this, it was a sketch, but it was really funny. The big dude was sitting in the window and mom was sitting in the aisle and her daughter was sitting in the middle. And she was like, hey, could you just, would you mind switching with my daughter for the landing? Because she loves to look out the window. And he looked at the kid and he was like, no. Here's a good chance for her to learn a valuable lesson. Sometimes things just don't go your way. And then he ate a cookie and covered the window with his body. And I was like, yes.
Is that you're like,
sometimes you need to know it ain't gonna work out. You're gonna do all this stuff and it's gonna suck for you. Like when I got fired, I was just like, hey, they were serious about that.
They really, no, I'm cool with my kids not having to keep learning. Marcus ain't got to learn that lesson no more. You come up out of here and go with these little bougie kids and think life is a lot better. Listen, think that it's good. You go there and have yourself a good time. Now I don't have to worry about getting a phone call. I'll be worried if he called me in the middle of the day. I'm like, who done fought? Did you have to fight somebody? I'll be like, oh God.
Have your kids ever gotten in a fight at school?
Sai, he beat up somebody.
Oh, I remember you told us that story.
Yeah, Sai was, oh my God.
He told that child.
He did.
You don't have no powers, and I have power.
He was like, I'll have to tell you. The story is amazing. It's not as amazing as Mint Mobile, but I'll tell you about it after I talk about how easy it is to save money this year by switching to Mint Mobile. It is the first company to sell premium wireless service, online only. Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans starting at just $15 a month. Tell them about it, Kev.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I got Mint Mobile right when this came out. I said, I wasn't looking.
Listen,
hold on, just pause. That's Ryan Reynolds' thing.
What I tried to tell Kev.
No, you just hush. Don't tell the Patreon nothing. I wasn't ready. I needed
taps out.
Were you trying to teach me a lesson?
No, I was trying to tell you what I told you before.
I don't tap out. I just take a mental break.
Yes, exactly. You walk all the way home, and then you don't come back until I finish.
Mint Mobile's the cell phone thing, right?
Yes.
You got it. Apparently.
The calls are crystal clear.
The calls are crystal clear on Mint Mobile. Okay, now I'm doing pretty well in life, but it doesn't mean I don't like to save a buck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all about saving where I can save so I can spend where I want to spend. And I don't believe in just paying just to be paying, right? And
it's perfect for having teenagers.
And that's what I was going to say. I got 2 teenagers, a 15 and a 13.
Yeah.
Y'all don't need everything I got, but we all can say, right? You don't need them big. See, people just get used to those big names, but you ain't paying for better service. You're just paying for the same to say you got the name. Mint Mobile say, man, don't worry about the name. Worry about the service and the cost, okay? And the saving. How you gonna beat $15 a month, Angel?
But they're right.
I don't want $200 and $300 a doggone cell phone bill for what? For my kids to text Discord and never answer me anyway. If you're not gonna answer when I call or text, then let me pay $15 instead of $200.
Right, exactly. And by going online only and eliminating traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all existing contacts. With Mint Mobile, choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying for data that you never use. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free. Go to mintmobile.com/SK.
SK.
That's mintmobile.com/SK.
SK.
Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/SK.
SK.
Now, yo comprende. See?
Entiendo.
No, yo comprendo.
Conjugate those verbs.
Yes. Tú comprendes.
Sí. Entiendes.
What we were talking about is us understanding, right? We
En
understand.
español.
In español. And yo sabo, yo sé español. Because.
¿Por qué?
Porque Babel. Yay! Pulled it together, y'all. Listen, for most of us, learning a second language in high school or college was not exactly the high point of our career. I remember us having to learn songs in Spanish. Eres tú, eres tú, eres tú.
You better sing, Angel. Telenovela.
I see, eres tú. That's what I remember from high school.
I see, eres tú.
But what am I going to do with that? I can't take that to Mexico and think I'm going to get somewhere.
You ain't going to go to Mexico talking about some edits too.
They'll be like, okay,
They're going to be like, who is you? I'm like, you speak English? Because I be doing the babbles too.
Now, listen. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold over more than 10 million subscriptions, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn new language, whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with your family, or just have some free time. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world.
Yeah.
I mean, we big old adults, all right?
Big old whole adult.
Right? We want to be able to have real conversations with people, especially with traveling. You want to be able to converse in the native language so that you can have a more immersive experience. And Babbel is going to allow you to do that. And I know a lot of people are traveling this summer. I know a couple people who are moving to Mexico for like a month. People who are really getting into over the seas travel as the world has opened up. And this will just make the experience so much better. Babbel's 15-minute lessons makes it a perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel's lessons are created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, video, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, you can purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, and you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of just 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use the promo code SK.
SK.
That's BABBEL.com. Code SK.
SK.
Babbel. Language learning for life.
All right. This is an interesting little ditty. This TikToker, this had went viral. We didn't really cover it because I didn't know if it was real or not, but actually it was real. Black TikToker lost his job after moving into his cubicle to live rent-free. So I saw this TikTok and I thought this dude was playing. I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, you know, basically he was like, oh man, my job is trying to make us come back in the office. It's too expensive to work and have a place to live. So I'm going to move my stuff into my apartment, see how long they let me do that. So he did that and it went viral. And apparently he was really like trying to do it for real and not playing.
Right.
So the HR people was like, haha. All right, now you can either take your stuff back out or you can not work here anymore.
Yeah.
And he decided he was not going to work there no more. And he was like, I'm just going to take a break from corporate America. But he was really, the thing that's interesting is he was like, I was really surprised they took that angle with it. Like I thought they would have, you know, went with it and see where it went and things like that.
For what? For what purpose? How does that benefit them?
I don't know. I don't know why he thought that this company that is not a TikTok company, it was like a design company in Seattle or something like that.
Like it is not helping them. Their clients are not like, oh my God.
Yes.
This makes me want to work with this company that they have this vagabond living in their office headquarters.
So my thing is, Now apparently there was not that many people working in the office yet, so it wasn't full. So like I get the joke, ha 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 ha, but the funny thing is he was surprised they did not want him to do that.
People are stupid. I mean, like, what is the purpose of being surprised? Like, you already knew what it was for you to be like, oh, they don't have security cameras.
Right.
Oh, what am I going to do when?
But he brought his own and shot it.
I know he shot it, but the thing is that he thought he could get away with it because they didn't have security cameras. If you thought they were going to be cool with it, why you need to get away with it?
Why would you think they would be cool with it?
That's what he knew. They weren't cool with it. He being stupid.
Maybe he just wanted to get fired, and because he did say at the end of the article that he was like, maybe this is my cue to like venture out into the influencer marketing world.
I don't think it is. Not when you homeless. That is not the cue. That ain't the cue. Listen, I understand that for some people, the hitting rock bottom is the thing that motivates them to do the thing that they've always wanted to do.
Yep.
But it don't got to be and sometimes when rock bottom, you're making it rock bottom. There's sometimes when things happen to you in life, and then there's times where you make things happen to you in life.
Listen, Pastor YPJ said that on Instagram today. He said that when he was a young pastor, he believed every
thing that happened in his life.
The members would come to him with sob stories, and he believed every single one. And then later on, as he got more experience, he realized some people's situation is the result of their poor choices.
Yes.
And they know that that's why they are there. Let me play this video. I haven't listened to it, so let me just.
God rejected him and the offering. He got angry, and the Lord asked him this question: why are you angry? It meant that Cain knew better. So this was not the first time they had given. Thus, at some point, Cain gave with the right spirit. Because God looked at him. He said, you know that if you do what is right, it will be well with you, Cain. So you're aware of your actions. Don't ever let people trick you when they look like they don't know why things are going wrong in their life. I don't know why I'm going through this. You know why you're going through it. Because you got another woman on the side. You know why you're going through this, because you have a secret habit that you're involved in that nobody knows about but you and God. You know why you're going through this, because you're eating things that God told you not to eat.
What?
You know why you're going through this, because you're not taking care of your children. You know why you're going through this, because you are involved in something that is directly conflicting with God's will for your life. God said, Cain, it's all cap. You know why you're going through this.
Listen, YPJ is my favorite pastor. I love him.
Is he?
He is. He is so
I've never heard him preach.
Smart. I never heard him preach either. I've never heard him full preach. I've only
You said that out loud. He's my favorite. I've never heard him preach a full sermon, but I'm telling you, his TikTok
2 to 3 minutes at a time.
Killing, nigga, killing.
I've heard hours of minutes of messages.
His sprints are amazing. Now I don't know what his marathons look like, but nigga be sprinting his butt off in the word of God.
His minutes are great, but I think that is absolutely right. A lot of times people are okay. So life does throw you some lemons, right? Life does, you know, listen, everybody in this room is started off poor and brown skinned. Okay. We were disadvantaged. None of our parents in this room could even pay for our college straight up in our pocket, right? I'm not saying we were the poorest people in the world, but I can say with confidence, we start out at a little bit of a disadvantage, right? But then you got to start playing the game. You know what I'm saying? And you booking this pilot and you having owned a home, currently owning a home and having owned a home for the last, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah.
In LA, is the result of your good decision making. Okay. Now you went to college, you went to grad school, you work hard, you make good choices, good decisions. You are good to work with. These are your current situation, even being in this podcast room. Talent, consistency, work ethic, timeliness. But, you know, you do what you can do. And then there's other people who who started out with us and I mean like same situation as us and maybe didn't make the same choices, right?
Mhm.
Like if I would have dropped out of college and I was about to, if my wife didn't take out them loans to save your boy,
Mhm.
then I can't get that job at Boeing, right?
Yeah.
Although I could have done that job at Boeing, I couldn't have got that job at Boeing because you had to have a college degree. If I don't have that job at Boeing, Melissa don't have that job, if we both don't have that, then our kids don't go to private school. Maybe we can't own a home, whatever the case is, which is allows me to do X, Y, and Z. So, like when I wanted to work in daycare, right? I worked in daycares and I thought that was my job. But when my director told me, like, if you don't own a daycare,
Right.
you're never going to make that much money.
Right.
She was like, I'm the director of this. I make more than you, but I don't make
A lot of money.
good
yeah.
money. So if I was just dead set on working at daycares, that's my choice.
Yeah.
But it means I wasn't going to put my kids in private school.
Yeah.
So I can't then complain
Mm-hmm.
about my situation if I haven't, this is just the way I think, if I didn't do anything to change
Right.
my situation. But I think people often, I don't know, back to the TikTok thing, go ahead.
But I'm gonna say this is something I used to say in one of my talks when I was doing tours, a speaking tour, and it was something that my mother gave me, and I think I've said it on this podcast before. I'm gonna say it again. We're all dealt cards, right? In
Yep.
life, we
Yep.
all have a hand, but there are people who, if we're talking about spades, that have a handful of spades that are in some other books that are out here reneging.
Talk
Left
good,
and
Angel.
right.
Talk good.
They reneging left and right. And there are people who got clubs, diamonds, and 2 spades that waited and played their cards appropriately and
Yes.
still come out on top. And a lot of people try to pretend as if, oh no, like this is the reason why my life is like this. I only had clubs and some diamonds, but it's just like, but you still could have played better. You out here, somebody put down a diamond and then you over here cutting it with, trying to cut it with a club, and you wonder why they took 4 of your books. Because you're making poor decisions.
Making poor decisions. And you're not going to get a good hand every time.
You're
no matter
not-
how, a good spades player isn't built with good hands. Watch this.
Right. Come on.
You ain't built with good hand. Anybody can play the good hand.
Anybody.
It's how you play when you're dealt a poor hand. You ain't got number two low spades. You ain't got no good ace of king.
Yeah.
How you gonna get 2 books when you ain't even got nothing but a possible?
Uh-huh.
You got to read the board.
Yeah,
you
you
got
do.
to watch
Yeah, you do.
and be that boat.
Come on.
You got to pay attention. Your life is built with the bad hands.
Yes, it do.
Good hands are easy. It's playing them bad hands that's gonna separate the wheat from the tare.
Come on.
Yeah,
Kevin.
Bo.
Yes.
That's true though. And in life, you listen, it's about putting yourself in position to win, taking the right risk.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that people just truth, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
People don't, the fear of failure holds back most people. The fear of taking that risk and having it not work, either that embarrassment, the potential for embarrassment. There's a lot of people who could have had a better life if they were willing to step outside that comfort zone and take that risk. But that is scary. But
It
a
is
lot of times
scary.
you stay where you are, good or bad, because it's safe.
I mean, it's scary. Now, I will not diminish the fact that once you have more responsibilities, the risk you take has to be a little more calculated. When
For
you,
sure.
When you
It's
have
almost like a calculated risk.
come
It's like a
on,
calculated
come
risk.
on, hey, Glory. Once you have children in place in a partner that you are doing this with, your spades partner, you have to work together on the risk that you're willing to take. So it's not always just like you jump out there. But this man, this TikTok man, this was not well calculated.
No, listen, but to your point, when I moved to LA, 29 years old, wife, mortgage, child. Most people would be well within their rights to say, I can't move to LA. I have missed that chance. I've got to make sure my kids have something safe to do. Nobody on earth would have blamed me for staying at Boeing with 2 children to feed and a mortgage and a wife who also works at Boeing. But the cap for me at Boeing is much lower than the risk, right? So I had those choices with them kids. I wasn't 18 and child free. I had everything you said, and I'm making 50 grand a year. Melissa making little more, 55, 60,
Mm-hmm.
right? Maybe 65.
Mm-hmm.
We was making over 100, but she had put us over.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people in Washington were like, you are an idiot. You have a job at Boeing.
Mm-hmm.
They will never have another issue. Although they laid people off like 10 years ago, and then the doggone 730. You think people didn't get fired when that
Oh,
laid
of
off when that MAX
course.
program?
One went down last night.
Yes.
A MAX? A Boeing plane?
Yeah,
Oh,
China
wow.
grounded him again.
Jesus.
So I was like, dog, once I got kicked out of ROTC, I was like, if I'm not in the military, I could get fired or laid off from any job.
Yeah.
If that's going to be the case, at least let me try.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing is safe.
Come on.
Owning your own business, nothing is guaranteed.
Not
So
a
all I'm
thing.
saying is, if you don't take that risk, you can't be mad at yourself if you didn't even try. If you tried and failed, and I'm not, listen, I'm gonna lay it all out on the thing, you know. Same thing with keep your distance. Real Comedians Tour. I was like, whew.
It's still, you gotta still acknowledge what you did in your documentary. You do have to acknowledge the fact that things are calculated, where it's not haphazard. Me going into acting was not a haphazard, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna risk it all on this. I was
Mhm.
like, I'm going to train as hard as I can so that they're gonna have to deny me on something stupid. It's not, they ain't gonna deny me on talent. It's gonna be
Mhm.
something like she too tall, she's bigger than what we want,
Right.
or we
Something you
want to
can't
name.
control, period.
Something that I cannot control.
Her eyelashes ain't long enough naturally.
Boom.
And they will discount you on those things.
Oh yeah, it'd be some small stuff, and you just have to. This is the L I have
Yeah.
to take. Even the same thing with becoming an influencer. While it was a choice that I made, not understanding that, it could lead to money. It was not a choice that I made, and I bet it all on it, not understanding that like certain bills have to be paid, and I need to have a plan for that.
Yeah.
And for this man in this cubicle living that he was doing, I think he was just like, this will be a cool experiment, but not really taking into consideration. Then listen, he might have a wonderful savings that he will, him taking this leap might be something that he actually had planned for longer than this. But by the way it's being told in the story, this was a like social experiment that garnered him some success, but it doesn't sound like he has a real plan on how to keep this success.
Well, that's part of it
going.
too. Because listen, I'll be straight up honest. Some of my success is I want to say luck, but God, blessings, opportunity, all of that stuff. Like Zay Zay's videos blowing up was not part of my plan at all. That was just, wow, this is great. Us coming to LA to shoot that movie. Never in my plan did I say my kid's gonna blow up. I was literally just making that video so he would stop asking me. But then flipping that, what was part of, I won't say my plan, but like my strategy. You know what I'm saying? Which reminds me of the next story, unrelated, but you just reminded me of it. I don't know how. Netflix. Okay, this is the next story. Netflix done said, no more.
Y'all gonna stop this?
No more
across.
password sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, we done raised the price. It's $19.99 for the premium, and I think $9.99.
That is astronomical.
Starting from what, like
for
$5
one service?
What was
One
Netflix when it
platform.
first started?
$5.99 or
$5.99.
$7.99,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay,
Because that's what with the DVDs they're shipping them out.
okay, so they don't went from 7 to 20. Okay, for the more screens and stuff like that. Password sharing has always been a part of something they understood. They know people password share.
Yeah.
They're well aware, right? They just didn't stop it for a long time. This year they were like, all right, enough. If you have a household, I think it's like 2 devices. If people are watching outside of that section, you're gonna have to pay and add them on. People start the consensus now is that this is Netflix's blockbuster moment, right? Where they go from rising to them their descent. I don't think so.
Well, there's too many shows that we want to watch on there that we cannot watch anywhere else.
Yeah.
I watched a whole season of Is It Cake?
Did you really?
Yes.
I love those baking shows so much.
It was so good,
It's such
Kevin.
good. Such
The
good content.
season finale, the man made a briefcase. A suitcase, a vintage suitcase. The woman made a vintage sewing machine. Like I was like, they are so good. You should have seen me going on Skillshare trying to see if there was a class to figure this out. And let me tell you, you can find just about any class on Skillshare. All right.
Yeah, you can.
If you are trying to take your creativity to another level and join a community of curious, creative people, you got to go to Skillshare. There are members around the world that love Skillshare for discovering inspirational, learning new skills, discovering inspiration and learning new skills and putting their talents to work in ways that they care about. Skillshare offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. Skillshare can help you make 2022 a new learning, growth, and connection through creativity. Specific class that I took that I've talked about a lot is what is a vision board by it was taught by Jamie Smith. It is one of the dopest class I've ever taken. I'm not sure if you all like to do vision boards, but I do. This is the first time I was able to complete my vision board in one sitting. Not only that, I really learned a lot about myself while making it. I learned about what my life truly is in like areas that I want to improve on. And I feel like for the first time, my vision board represents in totality what I would like to have happen for me in 2022. And that was a 25-minute class that opened like 25 minutes. It almost a little bit felt like a therapy session of just doing the vision board. But that's something you can get on Skillshare. Like you can't be over here trying to figure out like what can you do, what classes can you take, and not go to Skillshare to see, you know, whether you're a dabbler or a pro, a hobbyist or a master, you're creative. Discover what you can make with classes for every skill level. Experience real improvement with hands-on projects and classes designed for real life. Most under an hour broken into short lessons. Let me tell you, if I figure out how to make one of these realistic cakes from Skillshare, don't at me because it's over. Your girl's
don't
over.
at her.
I'm going to have a whole new TikTok just for me making cakes. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/SK. And get 1 month free trial. That's 1 month free trial at Skillshare.com/SK. I'm giving the ads.
No, you're not, Angel. Give me another chance.
No.
Okay, so here's why I don't think Netflix is going to be in trouble from this. One, they're not talking about me watching from my own like IP laptop and things like that. They're not talking about me, the account owner, doing that. They're talking about me giving my password to Angel or to Josh. They live in different households. So people are like, do they realize people are going to start canceling? Here's why I don't think so. I'm the owner of my Netflix account. I share with my brother and my sister-in-law. Okay. They have had this password for the last 7 years. Okay. To Netflix, right? Either my brother and sister now pay for Netflix or they stop watching Netflix. Either way, Netflix doesn't lose a viewer.
They have not lost any money.
They haven't lost anyone because you weren't going to pay.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
If you stop watching, who cares? Their shows are not ratings wise. They don't use the ratings to pay advertisers. All they care about is subscription. Their problem is if I get frustrated and I turn it off.
Yeah.
I have no reason to stop paying because I've always been paying. So if they lose the passers on and the hangers on, it don't really matter because they were never paying for it anyway. There's people who are, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out how they're going to make this work though. Because like, for instance, when you stay at an Airbnb or like a resort, you can log in to your Netflix to watch. Is that not going to be?
So they basically said, I was reading an article about that. They're not tripping about that as much.
But how do they know the difference?
They don't care. They're not. They said they're willing to lose the hotel TV business. What they're more sick of is people in 3 different households in 3 different parts of the nation paying. And what they said they're going to do is, you, Kevin, if you don't change your password and lose these people, you're going to be locked out.
So that's what I'm saying. I think you're missing my point. So that means you can't do this at an Airbnb no more?
You can.
But how they going to know the difference between at an Airbnb or you at a...
So they don't care if you watch it on a hotel TV. They're not caring about that. They're caring about 3 separate households When you log into your smart TV at home in Chicago and in South Carolina and in LA, they're like, one of y'all's paying for this, two other people are not. Y'all two aren't going to be able to do this anymore. Now, if they go to a hotel and enter my password, Netflix is like, that's minimal loss because that doesn't happen all the time.
Mhm.
They're more concerned with daily use in separate households off of one person's paying.
And let's see, because let me tell you what the problem gonna be. For instance, if this pilot get picked up,
Mhm.
I will be in a different household than my husband for 3 months.
Right. So they have I don't know their whole business model.
Yeah,
But what,
but
they're,
this is what I'm
but
trying to
what
figure
they're
out.
saying is similar to a cell phone.
Mhm.
Just like my premium thing, I can watch it on 4 screens, right? I pay for like 4 people can be watching it at the same time and download that. They'll figure out a way to do that. Or maybe they'll get confused on you and be like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how they gonna know?
Maybe that's a very unusual situation that doesn't happen that often. So you either explain to them or they cut you off and you lose.
I'm gonna have to talk to them.
But I don't think Netflix actually loses that much from this deal because most people who were watching for free were likely never, ever, ever going to pay.
Yeah.
Or they pay now.
Yeah.
Either way, Netflix doesn't lose because what they want is more subscribers. And it's happening because Netflix's growth in the United States is plateauing. They have 200 million subscribers globally, which is more than 100 million of their next competitor. And that's people who actually pay. How many people watching could even double, maybe even triple, right? But to Netflix, if a show is watched ridiculously and basically pirated, they don't get nothing from that, except maybe word of mouth.
But they already got enough. That's the problem. If they've already plateaued, y'all got enough goddamn money.
Well, this is America,
Spending money,
baby.
though.
I
There's
mean,
never enough because they remember they keep adding debt.
You
to
guys
grow.
got Beyonce. That costs a lot of money for them.
Bruh, that's 20 million. Dave
made
Chappelle
that
got
back.
20 million like 6 times.
they done made all of that back.
I don't think they made it back.
If they got 200
They
million
made it
users,
back overall.
they got that money back. Then stop spending so much money.
Listen,
Stop spending so much money.
somebody made a good point in here. They say YouTube Premium tracks easily. When I have YouTube Premium,
Oh yes.
when I go I use YouTube Premium
Yeah.
all the time.
You
When I
talking-
take my iPad to
When I travel,
Chattanooga, it'd be like, where is this? Ain't your house?
Yeah.
when I travel,
you doing?
and I'm watching YouTube TV, they're like, "How long are you here for? Is it temporary?"
Yeah, YouTube TV.
We're trying to make sure you get the right channels, but is it temporary?
Yeah.
But we really trying to
Right.
figure out who is this.
Yeah.
Because Netflix is a technology company. They'll figure out how to figure out
We
who's
gonna get
watching.
that NordVPN.
Have to get a
I'll
NordVPN.
be like, don't tell them where I'm at. Don't you tell them. You hush them up.
But let me tell you what, this is the same problem Kev on Stage Studios has. The amount of subscribers we have
Mhm.
isn't accurately reflective of how many people actually watch. Because I know people, they want to watch, they ain't got the money. They either sign up for a free trial and quit. Keep doing that. We see a lot of that. They share passwords. Keep your distance, is like fight parties. There's no way to really stop that.
Right.
One person buys it, people watch it.
Mhm.
We was seeing people in the backyard watching it. It's just like,
Yeah,
there was, especially during the pandemic, there was 30 people at your house.
Well,
This
yeah.
was a pandemic. That's 30 people who did not pay the
They were
ticket.
like, we all got COVID. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, like for you, for the KOSS app, I understand because you have not plateaued yet. You can't look at the American, what you call that, demographics in population and be like, yeah,
That's it for me.
that's it. There's no more. But Netflix, 200 million users in the US
200 million total.
total.
Yeah.
Oh, total.
Total.
So overseas too.
Overseas too.
They all right.
That's the thing. Like, this is one thing I do like about the Kev on Stage Studios app. We're not going for total world domination like that. So we'd be like, okay, we got enough to do this here. And people are like, I'm gonna tell y'all, look, single me out, Josh. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now.
Tell
You're
her.
single?
Kev on Stage Studios app, the streaming service. We not Netflix. People keep asking, when are y'all gonna put movies on there? Never, probably, unless we're licensing them. And I'm gonna start making some movies. Y'all keep watching. There's some stuff in development.
Mhm.
Them movies is gonna be sold separately, just like Disney Plus be doing. They'll be like, you could watch Mulan, the live action, but you're gonna pay for it, and then you can watch it on our stuff.
Right.
We can't
Gonna charge
listen.
you.
Movies cost a lot of. I can't afford to pay all that for a movie, watch it on the app, you spend an hour and a half, done, and it didn't lead to no subscriber, or people downloading the app just to watch that movie and then turning it off.
Yeah.
So y'all just be mad if y'all got to. You understand? Be sad. It's not gonna be free on the app. If y'all got to unsubscribe, y'all got to unsubscribe. I hope y'all come back. I hope you watch the movie. But I'm telling you straight up and down,
Up and down.
I ain't finna be able to pay for that. This app is already wildly expensive.
Already.
Salaries, workman's comp,
Yeah,
vacation,
we got work, Miss Scott.
sick days.
You don't, but
Oh,
You don't work for that.
yeah, you don't, Josh.
Paid vacation, upkeep, air conditioning, all the above. That movie's gonna be sold. Just understand, if the big boys can do it, Netflix is Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
This is Kev on Stage Studios. This is a very different business model. We do not have, like, this is the thing that we see people. I look at some of the comments when people quit the app. Somebody really said this. Listen to me, Josh. Listen to me, Angel. Listen to
I'm
me,
listening
people.
to you.
They don't have as much content as Netflix. No,
What?
they don't have as much content as Netflix. This is why people have left. I said, y'all, as much
Even if you have been live streaming your life onto the app since you started the app, we still would not have as many minutes nor hours
as Netflix, the biggest streaming service in the world by 100 million. This little app, little streaming service that's financed by two folks, doesn't have as much. No, that's the equivalent of saying, well, Angel, you sell your mama's likes boxes and you sell your merch, but you don't have as much products as Nike.
No, it's Macy's. Like, what are you doing?
No, I can't. No, I don't. I don't believe I do. The person there's people who work at Netflix who make more money than the app does for a year. Employees. Not even I'm talking about just some managers who probably make, not even probably, Netflix, a lot of their executives level salaries is public.
Mm-hmm.
Just their salary, not stock options, not bonuses. Just that person
Jesus
is making more money than the app generates in revenue. And y'all think we can make as much stuff as Netflix?
Yes.
They had a movie with The Rock. I'm going to tell you one of the funniest things I had. It was both blow my mind and also people believe in me more than I ever realized.
Uh-huh.
Folks said, man, if Abbott Elementary don't get picked up, pick up season 2, Kev. Said me, Kevin?
Oh, yes. You
Pick up a network television.
Do it, Kev.
Pilot?
That's only what? Probably each episode only costs about $2 to $3 million to produce. So there you have it. Come on, get your Steve Harvey on.
Just the pilot. The development experience for the pilot was millions of dollars.
Kevin, pick up season 2. Listen, you're going to quit playing in people's face. You can pick up season 2. They know.
I've had people say, man, Kev should get the game, bring that back.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Kevin,
Guys.
stop playing in these people's face. They know what's the real
Let me
deal
tell you
is.
what I think the Lord in heaven above, Angel, Tahir, and Tony be doing the acting and don't even charge me what they could get. Even if they were like, hey, you got to start paying me. Kev on Stage Studios is over. Come to Patreon. See me on the road. If Angel, Tony, or Tahir was like, I talked to my agent, you got to pay me my day rate. Hey, y'all. All right, let's start.
That'll do it. That'll do it. You ain't got to worry about me.
All right, hand me that box. Let me take that sign down. Go ahead and start putting some of this stuff in here. Man, that was fun. I had such a good time making them videos.
Oh, you were so stupid.
We had a good time. Remember we made the challenge show? Boy, I love me that challenge show. Yeah, I did. Anyway, so Kev on Stage is going to be going on a 700 city tour. we
in
gonna
10 days.
sit there. We gonna start in chat. All them cities I talked about.
Chattanooga. You're
Chattanooga,
up next.
7 nights only. El Paso, Texas, 2 weeks.
San
Tupelo,
Antonio.
all them cities I said I never come to. San Antonio, March 1st through June 29th. Tupelo, Mississippi, 12 shows only, baby.
Tuscaloosa.
I'm gonna be. Hey, we having a show in your backyard.
Buffalo,
Tennessee.
New York.
Buffalo,
say
New
Buffalo.
York, you are back, and also every Buffalo Wild Wings in America. You can get 2 lemon peppers and a comedy show starring Kevin on stage.
All right,
I'm gonna bring you your wings personally
Guess who else
with the
coming
mic.
back? The Playmakers. We're back. We're doing sketches. Ha ha ha. Earl and Cheryl. Whatever.
Do the way
Earl
they walk.
and Cheryl.
Do the way they walk.
That was Clayton Earls, Earl and Cheryl.
There we go.
All Deaf Digital. Kev on Stage's return. Roast Me, The Drop, Squadcast. All Deaf Women. He's going to be on there in a wig.
And a
All
wig.
Deaf Latino. ¿Cómo estás, Nacho Libre? I'm gonna
Me
be
and my mom doing a podcast. Let's go.
Dear Kev, right back. The Love Hour. Kev is doing it alone. Right back.
It's right back.
I don't understand. We is barely making it by the grace.
I watched the rough cut of the second episode
I need to
with
watch
my
that one.
I need to watch
family.
it too.
When I tell you the ending is so funny, we were in there screaming.
Listen, my Zay Zay likes that show and he likes that episode. That's a great barometer if it's good or not.
Mhm.
Because he don't be laughing. And I watched that first episode, I laughed hard. He was like, Dad, Father, you need to watch this episode. Because I'm a little behind. I was doing rewrites all weekend. But I'm gonna watch that again. I was talking to my agent about that show. He was like, quite a skept. Send me that episode.
Let me see.
But yeah, I don't think people understand how much we are trying to make this work with God's grace, a lot of belief, people having enough money to pay for half of their whole production of a show,
Man.
and being willing to do it and waive their talent fee and being like, all right, let's go half. Y'all don't know when Angel said, let's go half. Oh God.
Oh God.
You know, friends who could waive a fee and then pay. That's the friends you need when you building. Tony the Baker said, man, I'm pulling up.
He pulls
After
all the way
everything he
up.
been through.
He do.
To
He pull
hear.
up. He pull up.
And y'all, I'm telling y'all think I'm being joking. The what to hear Tony and Angel really get paid? Dog, what's good would have been still in my head. If Angel and Tahir
Oh, what's good?
were
It's so good.
on tour with me and we also didn't have Josh and being stuck in cities for 3 days.
Yeah.
Because we looked at the budget again without that. We were like, ooh.
That's a lot.
What's good? This isn't. We'll see you guys.
This is why now this is one show that I get why people passed on. Because they hear travel and they're like, nope. Before you even get to paying people, flight, hotel, per diem for all them people.
All the budget's
Crew.
above the line.
Everything's above the line. And you can't just book crew from out of town because you'd be inconsistent
Yeah, it won't look the
skill
same.
level. And then you end up wasting all the money. Right. And I learned that lesson when I worked at All Deaf. We was like, we don't gotta fly a sound man in. We'll go to I don't remember what this, I think it was called Staff Me Up or Crew Me Up, something like that. We'll rent a sound man from New York. Or not rent, but hire. Boy, this man came and was like, y'all got a boom pole? We were like, what?
What you mean you ain't got no boom pole?
What do you mean? Why you don't have that? Oh no, man. He had microphones from like iPhone has microphones where you plug it into the phone.
He had walkie-talkies. I'm kidding. I don't know.
We were like,
It's so bad.
we don't.
And if it sounds bad, it's over.
It's over. You
It's
could
over.
shoot it on Reds, Aries, what James Cameron has. People will let a lot of stuff go. They will not let bad audio go.
Oh, that's
They
the
turn it off.
thing.
But anyway, we love y'all.
Yeah, we do.
We will see y'all. I believe we'll figure out when the bonus episode is this week. Our friend booked the TV show. Is just we're so proud of her and happy for her. So we're gonna be switching around a lot more on the bonuses. So
yeah,
just pay attention to the Patreon for bonus episodes. We love you. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you at the conference.
Bye.
Peace.
All right, Vic, let's roll.